Good morning, everybody. Good morning, our beautiful students. Good morning, our beautiful graduates. And good morning, our beautiful parents and guardians. My space is enough. I'm alone here. I will be putting off my mask so that while I'm still around enjoying the bigger space. And I want to encourage everybody to please adhere to the COVID protocols. And indeed, that has been happening, and I'm proud about everybody who is here. Thank you for doing that. That is a great work, and it's something that we need to be practicing for the coming quite number of months. But let's hope it will die off. It will definitely die off. Thank you. This is our day. This is the day we said to ourselves, this is the day that Tshwane University of Technology and SAMDDRA said to, in a strategic partnership, we want to spearhead a very intensive, powerful empowerment program. An intensive, powerful empowerment program towards our youth. And when we look in economics, we note that indeed this aspect of repelling our cell phones is a dire need. Cell phones, it's a tool, it is our twin sister. Cell phone, it is a brother. Cell phone, it is a parent. A cell phone is a tool for business. It is one of the artificial intelligence products of the 21st century going forward. We like it or not, you can sit at home. You do everything from your cell phone. You go into your car, you can open your office in your car. You go to your garage, you can do business from a garage with only one tool, just a mere little tool, which is a cell phone. Our strategic partner deemed it fit that to roll these kind of programs and empower the youth, we are really creating opportunities for employment. We are creating opportunities for the well-being of the country. We are creating opportunities for our youth to be learned. And once learned, I believe they will carry on the baton and carry on and enhance whatever programs they have achieved. Knowledge and studying is endless. It's infinite. As individuals, we keep on empowering ourselves with knowledge. And today, I wish to give the graduates a homework to say daily, when your brain is fresh at night, it can be 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Unfortunately, the life has got demands now. Please, when your brain is fresh, that is the time you can open your cell phone and do some good work towards empowering yourself. That is the time you can read articles about good work, enhancing yourself. That is the time not to go into doing business or doing, other things. Read newspapers during the day, but that is how life demands. These are the demands of life. On that tone, I would like to welcome everybody who is here. From the right-hand side, Tshwane University of Technology, Tshwane campus is proud. From the Rectorate office, is proud to have formulated this strategic partnership with SAMDDRA. It has been a good, formidable engagement with the Faculty of Information and Technology. That is our Faculty of ICT, which forms the back and enhancing the precinct of Soshanguve. Without the Faculty of ICT in Ekasi, we wouldn't be doing these great things. And I must say to SAMDDRA, you have done a good work. You noted that there is a need to empower Ekahasi. And there's a need that you have identified to empower our youth. And what is it? Cell phones. And I believe when I talk about this, we are proud to know that the graduates who are 57 here today will open their own enterprises right away. They will be having their bank doing business, and that they can do right away from the hostels. They can start businesses from the what? The residences. They come and enroll for programs at any university, any higher education institution, and start your business there. We have enhanced strong stakeholders, City of Tshwane, SAMDDRA, a lot of them that are here and are adding value in our partnership. We've got a quite number of and wonderful packages for everybody who is here, the students and you, the parents. My dear parents and guardians, you have done a great work. You have done a good work to encourage our young youth, the youth which is here. I call them the young youth. I think I'm the only one who saw the need to call them the young youth. Because when you are youth, you can, if you can push yourself to be a youth and an adult. A young youth is a student, a learner who is right away taking opportunities. You take opportunities, you don't look at your age, whether you're 35 or over. Take opportunities, you are in the category of a young youth. Thank you so much. You are beautiful parents. You've done a good job. And thank you, the guardians. Without you, without supporting us being there, this perhaps wouldn't be, we would still be dreaming. SAMDDRA, our partners will still be dreaming and trying to formulate, but your impact is noteworthy. On that tone, I wish to call one of our partner manager who would say a word or two, Mr. Bongani Mazibuko, who is the SAMDDRA operations manager. Bongani? Whilst he's still coming on stage, it is important to note one thing. On the programs, look at those titles, the managers, the executive managers, the senior managers, the managing directors, the doctors who are here, the university professors who are here. That tells you, or that informs you as a youth, that you, from today, make it a mark. You have a long way to go. We have started the journey, and let's kick off and move right away on. Give a round of applause for Bongani Mazibuko. The weather is beautiful. We are so lucky. For the past week, it's been pouring, and these are the blessings that we say when the rain is here. Life becomes so balanced. When rain pours, it gives us hope. And let us hope that this scourge of this pandemic, it can be swept by this beautiful weather. Let's wish that it can sweep it off. Go to the drains, not to the rivers, to the drains, and finish and diminish. We've got hope. It will diminish. A variant of strength, how it is, our strength is powerful as individuals. We've got hope. With hope, we will defeat the pandemic in the world, in this planet Earth. And The planet Earth is so balanced such that when it's too hot, extremely hot, it will be raining. It will balance. And in that manner, we see plants flourishing, mushrooming. We see animals, offsprings, gladly increasing. And that was when we say there's a balance of life. Life balance goes with innovation. Unfortunately, the planet Earth needs more innovation now, and the planet Earth needs more of the young, of the youth, to work hard, to contribute positively. Mr. Mazibuko?
Thank you, Program Director, Dr. Teddy. Good morning, everyone. There is a joke that we always make when we have these Zoom meetings that technology never liked us, because when you need it the most, it just has a way of letting you down, which is what I'm struggling with. For some strange connectivity from our phones to everything else, it's not coming through. Oh, finally. Thank God. We do pray. Again, a very warm welcome to everyone. Let me start by thanking my colleagues and our partners to be able to pull out such an event. It hasn't been easy the past few days, but eventually teamwork does result in what we are seeing today. Before I can do anything else, let me just say to everyone, you look beautiful. Can you please give yourself a round of applause? Thank you. Okay. A very warm greetings to our esteemed guests. We're supposed to have a Vice Chancellor or an Acting Rector Campus. I believe she's here. Thank you. Oh, the very warm lady that I just greeted outside. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. From the Office of the Minister, because of certain things that happened, some mishaps, there might be a representative. They did say that they'll be coming. They might be a bit late, but they will certainly sending someone to come through. Let me also greet my boss, Dr. Mark, Managing Director of SAMDDRA. Greetings to you, sir. We were supposed to have our biggest stakeholder. I can see there's no branding. They have excused themselves because of the COVID. Some of our esteemed guests that were supposed to come, because of the numbers of what has happened on the COVID, they've excused themselves as well. Also, Mr. Mkolisi Machamba, look at SIFA CEO and officials from SIFA that are here as well. Warm welcome as well. To our acting chairman of the board of SAMDDRA, Mr. Loyiso Tshira. He's here. Thank you. Dr. Ignatius Pretorius. Oh, I've already greeted you. Thank you. MICT chairman and board, Mr. Simpiwe Tobela. Also the MICT team and the CEO as well. Welcome as well. We have also Dr. Benjamin, head of Dr. Benjamin is here. Thank you, sir. And everyone else that is here, warm greetings as well. And mostly to our students. Hi guys, it's been a journey. Thank you. Okay. While addressing you today, I wouldn't be doing justice if I just One of the main reasons why things took a bit long, I was requesting if I can have a picture that we will see today. We are all gathered today because of this late visionary that we've just put to rest last month, Mr. Muzi Makai. On the cropping, you will have seen that SAMDDRA, he was also a chairman of SAMDDRA as well. He's also a chairman of the ICT SMME chamber, where SMMEs are able to come together and they work as a collective to try and improve the space of ICT. So as a collective, which results in the good work that we're basically seeing today. So it gives me great pleasure when we sing his legacy moving on by having an event like this. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you. Us, as SAMDDRA, we basically, we positioning ourselves to be a professional regulatory body. The division we're seeing today is training and development, whereby we've been able to identify unemployed youth. We've put them into vigorous training in terms of cell phones, cell phone repair program. We've been together for a while now, and this is the final result. And obviously from here, what needs to happen is that they need to become SAMDDRA members, because as an organization, we are a membership-driven organization. So I think you guys are fully aware of normally seeing messages that always ask you to fill up the forms and become members. That's Mr. Bongani Mazbuga that is in front of you today. I've seen you in some of the workshop, as I've always welcomed you as well. What I love the most is that, as I've always addressed you, that guys, you must remember that it's only 20% that we can put in, and 80% basically comes from you. So a job well done to see you like this today. But as SAMDDRA, we have a lot of work that we have in store when it comes to the development of this industry of cell phone. So it is work in progress, and we looking forward to having you guys as our members, so that we can give you a space where you can actually develop and we can be able to take this industry back. Because remember, currently at the moment, when it comes to cell phone repair program, I think, considering the fact that I'm from KZN, the first repair shop that I've been able to see that is owned by youth is here in Soshanguve. I think there's a place called the Crossing. There's a mall which is called the Crossing Mall. There is a cell phone, there's a container that is there, and it's owned by a young black guy. He's repairing cell phones. And it shows that if we put in the effort that we're doing at the moment, we should be able to deal with this elephant of unemployment. Okay, and our vision, we want to be leading international industry organization for repair and distribution of electronic communications, electronic communication devices in the African continent. And our mission is organizing mobile computing devices industry for an inclusive economic participation. So as Dr. Teddy has mentioned, that we are at the CASI today and look at the beautiful work that we've been able to do right now. And if we execute our job very well, we should be able to tackle this unemployment elephant, as I've mentioned before. So what we're looking for, the money to become our members, then you become part of the family. We are able to get exposed to the industry players. We are able to be exposed to the partnerships that we've already built so far. I've already mentioned the ICT SMME chamber. Remember, the minute you've registered your business, you fall under the ICT. So you also become the part of the ICT SMME. So you come to us, we'll be able to channel you what is required for you to be part of that. TUT, as we are here today, they're also our strategic partner as well. Working together, which is what has been able to help us to be where we are at the moment. We have MICT SETA, which this training that has been running at the moment, they've been able to assist us to be able to execute it the way that we've been able to execute it. We have Mopicel, there are some of the gifts that you'll be getting. especially your best performers, that's from Mobicel. Marathon, you all guys have been aware on our social groups who have been asking for cell phone repair technicians. That job, that we've been told that we don't have people that qualified for such qualification. So us as SAMDDRA, that's what we've been able to establish. City of Tshwane, SETA, and Tshwane Economic Development Agency, those are people that we actually been working with, including the NYDA as well. I've just received a message that they're running late, they'll also be here. So overall, while Tshwane, this was a pilot, I would like to really thank my team out of the great work that has actually been done at the moment, including our stakeholders as well. So as the saying that always says that alone you can go very fast, but together we can go very far. Thank you so much.
A round of applause for Mr. Mazuko again, please. If what I note and what I, a piece from his inputs is growth, partnership, development. These are triple aligned words which normally make great work toward stakeholder relationship management. As strategic partners, as strategic alliance and partnership group, we are committed. This, as a pilot, a seed has been planted in Soshanguve campus today. The seed of growth on youth has been developed in Ekasi in Soshanguve campus. Soshanguve campus is a university on its own. We have plus minus 18,000 students. We have South Campus and the North Campus. And we have two big faculties, Faculty of Humanities, under the leadership of Professor Herbert Masupye Maserumule, and we have the Faculty of Information Communication Technology, under the leadership of the Executive Dean, Dr. Etienne van Wyk. The strength that we have as a university, as a campus in Ekasi, in Soshanguve, strengthened by the doorstep community involvement, is a bonus to us, because with the immediate community, we are able to open opportunities of training and development, open more engagement on corporate social investment initiatives, because a university, Professor Pius will give you more and tell you more about what community engagement is as a professor. A university cannot survive without a community engagement initiative or projects. All of our staff, myself included, we plow back to the immediate community. And one thing I'm proud of is that we have again stretching the very same program of cell phone repairs to our community doorstep. Is that not a bonus? It is. The direct, immediate community leaders, all of the inhabitants of Soshanguve campus within the precinct of the North and South campus will benefit immensely from the programs that we have. The program that SAMDDRA stretches. The seed and the train has started to be on the rail. I want to thank once more SAMDDRA for the beautiful work. Thank you. Mr. Mrs. Mpomachaka, as you come on stage, please give her a bit of an applause. She is the executive for policy and strategy. As you are the youth, open more eyes to hear that we can't do anything without being in the frameworks of policy and strategy. Mr. Machaka, Ms. Machaka.
A very warm welcome to everybody, even as I extend my greetings to everyone today. I want to greet all the students, first of all, because this is your day. We are here today because we are here to celebrate the hard work, the commitment, the diligence that you've given into this program. Without you, none of us would have been here today. With that said, I would also like to extend my warm greetings to all our stakeholders, especially from the university, who are partnering with us in this amazing work that we are doing to be able to develop our communities, our young people, so that we can deal with this monster of unemployment. My name is Mpomachaka. It's actually an honor for me to be here. And it's actually a great pleasure for me to actually be part of such an amazing program. We have an amazing team at SAMDDRA that has been working hard to be able to make sure that we work together with all our stakeholders and partners to bring meaningful solutions in our country for economic development and also inclusive economic participation for everybody to actually be able to benefit. There is a lot of work that is ahead of us in terms of what needs to happen in the future of our country, as well as in this program itself. We have amazing ideas and they are very big, I must say, I must actually submit to everyone. But everything that is big, it actually starts small. Yes, the journey is long. Yes, there's a lot of work to be accomplished, but with the little steps that we have started, I'm already seeing a great light, a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a new dawn that is arising within the economic spectrum of the country, that even the communities in our locations will now start to have meaningful activities that brings about economic improvement and also helping people to actually make means in terms of creating a living for themselves. Now, my colleague has already said what we are all about in terms of the vision and the mission that we have as SAMDDRA. I'm not going to go too much into that, but I want to just submit to us some of the things that we are, or that we have been thinking about as a team and that we are planning to do even in the future from a strategic point of view, so that we can be able to take SAMDDRA into the next level. As a professional body, as SAMDDRA, our main aim really is to actually to strive to bring together different stakeholders, partners, to be able to form economic models, if I can put it that way, business models that will actually become meaningful in addressing the issue of unemployment. And we are doing that through different pillars of strategies that we've put together, so that we can be able to make sure that that which we are doing is not just something that is just a fly-by-night, whereby people are actually, being taken through programs, but with nothing to show for it at the end of the day. But we are more focused in making sure that the work that we are doing, it is something that somebody can take and actually create a meaningful life out of it. So through the strategies that we have, we actually are calling as well upon, participants who would actually, marry this vision that we have to create meaningful employment for our young people by participating together through accelerated technical skills development, which is very close to the heart of the 4IR agenda in this, in this country. We are looking for companies that will say that we would like to partner with SAMDDRA as part of our CSI programs, so that we can also meaningfully contribute to this agenda by developing people, making sure that people get the right level of skills to be able to participate in this industry. We can all argue about a whole lot of things, but the bottom line is, for every economy to grow, there must be skills that are aligned to that economic development to be developed, or rather we need to develop people to be able to function within the new spectrum of the economy and also the market demands that are there. At this point in time, we have realized that there's been a mismatch, or rather a gap, within what's happening in the market versus the level of skills that we have. Therefore, people don't find a way to actually access the market, not because of they are not good enough, but because of they don't necessarily have the right level of skills to be able to participate. So as part of this program that we've just completed now, as you have seen, we have actually gone into a niche whereby we are looking at the cell phone repair industry, and we realize that that industry in itself is not inclusive enough, and that is one of the vehicles that we can be able to use to actually introduce others through skills development, so that they can also be able to start participating and also benefit from the economy as everybody else is actually benefiting at this point in time. And really also, just not to go too lengthy because of the amount of time that I have, our aim really is to become that leading international referential organization, like my colleague has said, for electronic communication and related devices, for distribution and repairs. But in the future, we want to actually tap into the manufacturing agenda as well. Yes, we have got cell phones that we are repairing. Yes, we are training them as well in terms of how the ecosystems around distribution and supply chain is going to be working. But at the future, or at the end of the day, we also want to tap into the manufacturing as well, industry of these devices as well, because that in itself as well is also something that can actually unlock economic activity and also economic participation for each and every one of us to actually be able to benefit in it. I must say that with the leadership that we have and the strong team that we have from SAMDDRA, there's a lot of work, rather good work, that is actually in the pipeline to actually accelerate some of the things that we are talking about. Today we are here to actually celebrate those who have just gone through our first program as part of the pilot. But we also have another program that already started in the Eastern Cape in September of this year to try and duplicate the same work with other children in that community. And really the idea is to make sure that there is the correct level of penetration in terms of economic participation for our young people in their local communities. So many companies I know out there, they are probably asking themselves, what is SAMDDRA really trying to do with all this work that they are so much, busy with? But then, the agenda is really simple. It's to say that all of us, even as a country, everybody who is actually actively participating in this economy, I believe we all have a vested responsibility to actually contribute in actually dealing with this unemployment issue. So we are saying to companies, most of you do have a CSI agenda that is actually part of your strategic imperative as an organization to actually give back to communities. And we are saying that as SAMDDRA, we are seeking and we are looking to see more synergies in terms of our partnership in actually driving this agenda of skills development as part of it. And also another key thing is around incubating entrepreneurs to actually be able to start and function as business owners in the industry. It's not only just about skills development for people to go and get employed, but it's also about skills development to actually build that entrepreneurial spirit that people can also be able to start owning their own companies within the industry and be recognized as true participant in the industry while gaining and also, getting the rewards of being involved in the industry. Many people at this point in time are struggling, they are challenged because of, as it stands, the industry has its own challenges. But amongst the challenges, there is always an opportunity. And us as SAMDDRA, we are basically saying that there are more opportunities that we have seen that could actually bring those solutions that we believe will actually become beneficial for those who are participants, and not only for them, to just gain financial rewards, but also for those who are the users of these cell phones that we are talking about, for more improved service excellence and also giving them, the right level of service that they are looking for. I was saying to somebody the other day that a cell phone now has become one of the imperative things that one cannot live without. And I've seen that many people at this point in time, you find that they are always on their cell phones. But you see, if a cell phone is broken, it's only a few people that can actually be able to fix that. And in many cases, we find that, your cell phone will stay there for weeks sometimes not being fixed. And we've said, and we decided that no. Maybe the one of the ways of actually, engaging these young people is to start engaging them in this level of actually repairing of cell phones so that also they can get to create meaningful careers through this skills that we are developing through them. But for us to successfully do that, we need partners. We need those people who are saying, we have a shared vision with SAMDDRA and we can see where you are going, and we can, we believe that we can contribute positively in terms of the direction that you are taking in actually helping this country. I said it is, one day I actually mentioned to somebody that it is high time that we have to look into ourselves to find the solutions of the problems that we are facing. Because it is not always that it's going to happen that somebody from outside will bring the solutions for us. So as SAMDDRA, we looked at the current economic landscape, we looked at the industry at large, and we realized that there is a gap that we can actually not necessarily exploit, but also get, to find opportunities that will grow our people, that will grow our businesses, that will grow and give institutions, companies a meaningful way to participate in contributing in growing the economy of this country. And with that said, it is also very close to the heart of our leaders in this nation that the unemployment rate, it has to come down. So we are basically saying we are partnering with the leaders of this nation. We are partnering with the institutions that are interested in actually seeing our economy moving to the next level. We are partnering with companies that are saying we also want to make a difference. And we are also lastly partnering with young people who are saying, I'm tired of a life that I don't even know what I am doing. I feel like my life is useless. Maybe let me just try and engage with SAMDDRA and see what I can be able to get out of SAMDDRA. So it's an ecosystem that is really more of a collaborative partnership that will actually help us to get us to where we want to get to as a country, even as a nation. I thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm so grateful that we have this opportunity to come together as a team, as partners, even as our students. With that said, I want to say well done to our graduates. You have done well. You have made us proud. I want to say to the parents, I thank you so much that you have been behind them, you have supported them, and I know that there is no child that succeeds without the support of their parents. And I want to say to you, thank you so much for the hard work, the love, the support, and the encouragement that you've given unto them until they actually come to this place of actually reaping the rewards of their efforts. Thank you very much.
Powerful words indeed. I am speechless, but at the end of the day, Mrs. Mpomachaka, you are gunning towards the creation of something which is called, if we start with small packages and small packages, as a conglomerate partnering, we walk towards the economy, and with this little present, we can have, in the future, we can raise up our hand and say, in Soshanguve, whilst the Faculty of ICT is here, with the training the youth in those skills that we need, that are dire, we can create a smart city. With that cell phone that you have in your hand, you will be having it only in the future. You will not be having any other thing when you go out of your yard from home. I've said there's a lot you can do with. We are not going to be carrying fiat. We are not going to be carrying hard cash anymore. It's getting there. There's countries that said, we are here, we're creating a city of cashless city. Anything you buy, what do you use? This gadget. Anything you do, what do you use? This gadget. You just scan. The world is changing, it's moving very fast. If we are not aligning ourselves to the speed, we are going to be behind. I promise you, partners, the city of Tshwane, one of our greatest partners that we've been working with with wonderful projects, that we are working towards creating a cashless Soshanguve. It will take time, but to create a smart city, when we have those smart buses, those rear vires, we are already there. Now we need to, when you go into a bus, you just use this. You don't have to take money. Scan, move in, move out. Cryptocurrency is here. We like it or not. The business of the banks are in trouble. You know what I'm talking about. These are the challenges of artificial intelligence in the 21st century. We need to read more. This is the homework that I was saying to you. Read and find out, get knowledge more about what is happening about that. That will be a great empowerment to yourself. On that tone, SAMDDRA as our partner has been a very good company with a good profile, a company that is a parent, a company that has got wellness, enriched, entrenched, impactful wellness. The impact of wellness in SAMDDRA is evident today. The impact of the kind of environment that prevails in this company is overwhelming. As strategic partners, City of Tshwane, SIFA, MICT SETA, Tshwane University of Technology, and our doorstep communities. We are geared towards changing and adding value to the municipality here. With a well-grounded, forced, empowered municipality, we can make a change. With the grounded and strong partners around ourselves like SAMDDRA, SIFA, that will give us finance startups towards our companies. We are going far to create smart cities. We have seen such good things happening in Finland. That's why the City of Tshwane is grounding towards smart city. That has been one of our products at Tshwane University of Technology, to help City of Tshwane. We benchmarked at Finland to create a smart city some 12, 15 years ago as a team. Success has transparency embedded inside it. Success espouses hard work. Success doesn't have secrets. This is some of the little things that I'm sharing with the youth today. The Finnish don't have a secret to say, the MD of SAMDDRA, how much do you earn? It's a salary, it's private. In Finland, there's nothing like that. You can take and ask, they tell you how much he earns. You can take my phone somewhere and ask how much I earn at Tshwane University of Technology. They'll tell you how much you earn. And those are the models that create empowerment, the models that create transparency, the models that shuns corruption. And if you are a businessman in the making, repairing cell phones, this is the test bed today. It's scary when you pick up some words that Ms. Machaka has been saying. If they don't scare you, there's something wrong with you as a youth. To say, I am facing the corporate world. The corporate world is waiting for only those who are ready to face it. And you can face the corporate world when you are armed with skills, knowledge, and power. And a rounded figure of a character that is well-rounded. That's what makes an example of a wellness, impactful company like SAMDDRA. Wellness and corporate social investment goes a long way. On that tone, we are going to SAMDDRA will be sharing with us the good work that the company has been doing. They're going to give us some little pockets of successes. I'm saying little pockets of successes, but you will get shocked if there are still little pockets. Those are successes. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kumlale Gwala. SAMDDRA did meet my expectations. In fact, it did more than that. Now I know I have more knowledge as to how to fix a broken screen. I know about the softwares, the firmwares, which is something that I didn't know. I didn't have knowledge on all of that. So I'm so grateful for SAMDDRA and MicroLight, also MICT SETA, for such a program. Now I'm equipped with an information that will help me, not only me, but other people out there, as I will be starting my own cell phones repairs through the skill I got from this program. So I'm so grateful for that.
3.
Okay, hi, my name is Naomi Maringa. Today is the last day of the group. I would like to thank MICT SETA as well.
Okay, Mr. Bongani won't be able to come. He says he has an interview. So I asked him to come tomorrow. He will join the. That's right. Oh. It's the same thing. And then when you leave, you will leave your answer sheet and everything on the table. I'll come and collect it. Is it too big? Ask please. That's all sheets of our samples. Put them away. And then this stuff. This is still trying to catch up. Okay, guys, you will only write on the answer sheets. Remember to write your name down.
3.
Okay, hi, my name is Naomi Maringa. Today is the last day of the group. I would like to thank MICT SETA as well as SAMDDRA and my colleague for giving us such a great opportunity, empowering us, because at the beginning we didn't know anything about phone as well as telecommunication. Even I didn't know there is something called component inside the phone. But then today I'm empowered. I know a lot. I can even attempt to open my own phone, wanting to see what's going on with it. But then I won't go that far anyway. I'd like to thank our tutor, Mr. Lenz. Well, he's the best. Anyone can come here empty-minded to go full. Then it's a great opportunity, this one. I'm going to open my own shop now and even teach others how to open a phone. Thank you.
Because of this sentence, as it is. Yeah. So I was saying, colleagues, this is a wonderful opportunity for you guys. These are the opportunities that the youth of pre-94 did not have. I can say that proudly. And the youth, for sure, for certain, the youth of pre-1994 did not have these opportunities. I can tell you, even myself, where I studied, maths and science, they were not even there, because the kind of education of the past did not allow, it taught us to be either policemen, to be either soldiers, or to do a job that is not technical in nature. And jobs that are not technical, you can go into your own private business and make money there. So now, if you have an opportunity like this, I'm asking you guys, take it with both hands. And please, don't do this course. This is a very hands-on course. I mentioned an example here of, I'm a customer of one of the people that are fixing this thing. When I look at how much I spent on that person alone, I'm still worried. And I know I'm going to go back to it again. I'm still worried, because in a short space, I spent over 1,000 rand. In a short space of 2 months. trying to fix my so I'm taking my things to me to fix. And I'm not
About 20 to 22 million people in South Africa use smartphones, which accounts for about 1/3 of the country's population. Unemployment among young people in South Africa remains stubbornly high. The South African Mobile Devices Distributors and Repairs Association, SAMDDRA, believes that the digital revolution, unemployment, education, and job creation are intrinsically connected.
Ama-cellphone ethu namanje asakhandwa emadolobheni, sifuna akhandwe emalokishini nasey'ndaweni zasemakhaya, siqeqeshe intsha yakithi engasebenzi ukuthi ikwazi ukuthi ikhande ama-cellphone, ngoba namhlanje akho muntu ongenayo i-cellphone nodinga ukuthi uhlale ikhandile.
Against this background, SAMDDRA has identified the mobile repair market as a sustainable and viable opportunity for youth within the ICT market to create jobs and livelihoods.
The ICT SMME Chamber came with the idea of launching the platform so that it will assist not only the country but also the people in South Africa and the SADC region.
I'm Bongani Mazibugo. I'm a project manager for SAMDDRA. It's an amazing vision actually, because it's based on people. When there are people, there are activities. And today's activities means gadgets, devices, from cell phones, tablets, laptops. So those activities basically they break, they need to be repaired. And that skill basically has been lacking in townships and rural areas, and especially us in our communities. So while we're challenging this unemployment elephant, and then SAMDDRA is there to take it where it's supposed to start.
From this program, I actually learned how to repair phones, both physically and also in terms of the software too.
And how to make your own business.
It's mostly about passion. If you have a passion for opening up things, any child that can open up an iron or a stove at home, and especially when it's broken, it doesn't have to be gender-based in today's time.
This program, to train and empower youth in townships and rural communities, has already started in Gauteng province and will soon be rolled out nationally.
We're working with the MICT SETA in the development of these qualifications. And the entry level, we've made sure that we're able to absorb as much as we can. So we're definitely looking at almost about NQF level 3, which means you can't be, you not have been able to complete your matric, but you'll still be able to qualify for this. Then we actually be developing a more advanced.
What I love about the whole program is that the program has its good things with it and the perfections in it, and it ushers one's development.
Things are changing now. We are under a fourth industrial revolution at this point. So not only knowing the information and knowledge, you can actually start your own business from this. I would advise to actually look more into technology because things are changing now. So whatever opportunity that comes your way, just take it. It will be beneficial for you at the end.
We want the people working in this area, fixing those devices, to feel that they are in a profession that has a great value, that is organized.
I gain a lot of knowledge. Like I'm ready to start my own business.
You can search for SAMDDRA at Facebook and Instagram. It's www.samddra.org.za.
Please, let's give them a big hand. I could see a lot of things happening there, which is learn us yourself, your colleagues as learners, sharing with us the good of being in a class, in that hot seat. You remember the first day? How was your first day? Yo, wena. Now, Dr. Mark, we want to see, after 6 months from now, business testimonies. You are in class showcasing the work with your facilitators, how you've been going. Now we need testimonies, and after things happening, supply chain, funds alone. We want to see and telling us about your balance sheet, how your things are doing, how your peak, where are the peak times. In cell phones, let me tell you, there's no time when business is sluggish. The markets now, in cryptocurrencies, in the markets, it's very bad, it's slow. The markets for all supply chain environments are suffering. The only opportunities that are there are the opportunities you must see. And these are the opportunities, like there are businesses which are flourishing now. Online. And that online can be done through what? That tool. Do you see you've got opportunities? If there's a change in how we do business, the model of doing business has drastically changed, and it's merciless. It's merciless to everybody. Now this is the opportunity for you to exert and sell cell phones, do retail and repair. Business related. You must diversify your business services. You sell some, you start with 4, sell the cheaper ones, sell the smart phones while you're repairing them. All right? Craft your market where you'll be repairing your cell phones. I'm not going to go deeper into that. Bongani knows better, as he's been project managing this to soak you, to put you in the soak of business. I'd like to thank Sandra. That's a good work that we do. This showcasing is indeed not minute. These are not small pockets of success. These are humongous outputs. We thank you for that. On that tone, I wish to call Mr. Loiso Tiara. He is the acting chairman of SAMDDRA. Please give him a round of applause as he ascends the stage. Mr. Tiara will really be giving a real now talk about SAMDDRA and our partnership, SAMDDRA and the today's work that we are embarking and actually that we are doing. Nyabonga Baba.
Thank you, Program Director, Dr. Tshwane. I'll first like to acknowledge the Minister, who I know would have loved to be here, Dr. Blade Nzimande, my chair of the MICT SETA, Mr. Simpiwe Tobela, Dr. Pretorius, the interim rector, Dean of the faculty, Etienne van Wyk, Professor Pius, who's been a long partner of ours, both in the chamber, SAMDDRA, and in other spaces. Dr. Mark, who is my MD at SAMDDRA. Our partner, Microlec, who's made this possible. And I would say all protocol observed. If I missed you, it was not intentional. Most of all, to the candidates, I would like to acknowledge you, including your parents and whoever has come to witness this today. My name is Loiso Kicha. I stand here in very big shoes of Mr. Makaye, Muzi Makaye, who was my chairperson, both in the chamber and in SAMDDRA. We started together, the three of us, this with Dr. Mark Mpasa. Myself, I'm the MD of the ICT SMME Chamber, the founding member of SAMDDRA, and also now the acting chairperson of SAMDDRA. I also I sit in a number of boards, but one of them I sit in is MICT SETA, and Mr. Tobela is my chair. What I would like to do first is to really give you the picture of why SAMDDRA, especially yourselves, so that you understand what are you part of. Dr. Mark came with this idea of SAMDDRA a couple of times. For a long time, I was actually not taking him seriously until one day my chair, Muzi, said, Loiso, I want this to happen, and the rest is history. Really, where does it come from? To paint a better picture, if you look around, you go to all the CASIs, the program director has spoken about what I would term part of the CASI economy. There used to be spaza shops, a lot of spaza shops owned by our grandmothers, uncles, whoever, which was making quite a good economy. There was, at some point, some vibrant economy in the CASIs where we live, owned by our people that we would know, whether it was taxis or some form of economy, whether it was a workshop, it was owned by ourselves. Or by ourselves, I mean mainly South Africans. Over time, what have we seen? Joblessness, but what is happening to jobs that our people can do? Sadly, other people, because of, I don't want to lay blame to why did it happen, but what has happened is that foreign nationals saw a gap in our market while we are sleeping as South Africans. They took it. I'm making an example with the spaza shops because it's big, it's the one that people understand. You go to every location now, spaza shops are mainly not owned by South Africans. There's a number of reasons why even those South Africans who would want to continue cannot compete. And I'll later explain why that is the case. But what does this do? At the end of the day, it creates joblessness, mainly to the locals. The second issue that we do as South Africans is that we are a big consumer, we are net consumer of products, whether it's technology, whether it's other things. We buy from outside, obviously mostly made in China, but with IP sitting everywhere else. We then consume. What does that do? It means there's net flow of income outside, not net. It flows out of the country. What does that do? It shrinks the economic growth. With the shrinking economic growth, there'll be less jobs. Whichever way you look at it, at the end of the day, if the economy doesn't grow, you will have problems. You will have socio-economic problems. You are going to have crime. You will have a lot of young people sitting as Lokshini having nothing to do. They'll end up drinking alcohol, and with all other things I wouldn't want to mention that would happen to our young people. So when we looked at why as the ICT SMME Chamber, we had to intervene and we had to do this, it was not purely, it's actually had very little to do with cell phones. It had to do that we have a problem in the country. From where we are as an ICT SMME Chamber, we had to start somewhere. And because we are an IT chamber, then that's why we started with cell phones. So really the big picture is, first, we need to ensure that the jobs that we can do in our locations where we stay, we do equip our own people, our young people to do. And not only equip them in terms of skills, because you can skill them. A lot of people who ran spaza shops in the past can run spaza shops, but they can't compete. And the reason they can't compete with some of these foreign nationals is because the foreign nationals have made sure they grab the distribution network and they get supported. So our own Magogo next door, who used to run a spaza shop, would not be able to compete on price, because what have the foreign nationals do? They created some associations. It's not SAMDDRA, I don't know what they are called in the spaza shop space, and they make sure that they can buy cheaply and be able to support their own. So that's what SAMDDRA wants to do. It's not only going to train you technically, it's going to train you on how to run a business, but on top of that, we need to make sure that we put support systems in place that would enable you to be able to run that business, whether you are running it Lokshini, where you are from, whether you are running it in your home, in the garage, or in the yard with a kiosk, or whether you are in town, or whether you go to the malls. There is no limit. The limit will depend on yourself and how you take yourself seriously. So not only are we going to ensure that you are trained technically with the assistance of the MICT SETA, together with the assistance of other SETAs, which the minister has already committed, and also my chair here has gone to great strides to speak to other SETAs. We're busy in that process to make sure that on top of the certificate that you would have now, you would be given other additional skills to make sure that you are able to run a business. But SAMDDRA in itself is just the beginning, because I spoke about the rest of the issue in terms of us being the net consumer. What we're trying to start with yourselves now is to create enough critical skills in terms of maths so that we can move into what Umpo was talking about, which is manufacturing. Some of these components of these devices, whether by license or any other form, there is no reason why they are not manufactured in South Africa. One day, Professor Pius came to the MICT SETA to demonstrate some of the machines that they've been able to do in this university, very complicated things like 3D printing. So if you can build, Professor Pius, a 3D printer, I'm sure you can build me a process on how to make a screen. There should be no reason why we should not do that. So as such, the Chamber has already registered another association, which is called SIEMA. This association will be looking at the manufacturing aspect of the components of these devices throughout the value chain. The reason we have not started it, we need yourselves first to start fixing so that we can build the critical skills. Together with MICT SETA at the same time, we are not only starting with the qualification that you have. This qualification will not end with NQF level 3 or less. They will be more advanced. This is just the beginning for yourselves as well. There will be more advanced skills that can get you up to matric or even diploma level in the MICT SETA space. So this is just the beginning, even in the technical skills side. As we grow in this, MICT SETA is busy putting this qualification. One of them is already at SAQA level, but there'll be some of these qualifications that will come out. So it's not just a certificate. There is a roadmap that we are planning for you, not just technical roadmap, technically, business-wise, and all the others, mentors and things, to make sure that those of you who have the heart for a business start their businesses. I will acknowledge that I'm a businessman myself. I will acknowledge not everyone is meant to start a business. If you don't have it in you, you don't. However, I even expect that some of you will employ the others. There are some of you who are business people at heart. And some of these opportunities that will be brought to you, I'm not saying just wait, you should also look around and see what you can grab. I expect you to look at among your employees and see people that you are going to employ. Because at some point, some of you will employ others, and some of you may not feel like you want to run a business. That's okay too. Just make sure you take all the opportunities for training. We'll also be talking to the MNOs, or we've started talking to the MNOs, so that those who are not business orientated can get jobs, but grow even in this skill. And those of you, I would still employ you, those of you who are really business people at heart, with the assistance of all the partners that we have, we can move forward and also employ others. As I've already said, the future for SAMDDRA, the future of where you are going, is we want from some of you, at the point when we get to manufacturing, to be manufacturing these devices. One of our partners who's not here today, it's a new partner, it's called BAM Telecoms. They've already started. You will see as we start to roll out some of the programs that are coming in the near future. They've started to manufacture their own phone in China. And I was saying to them that I'm hoping that this phone is not going to be manufactured in China for the next 3 years. Or at least some components of it must be manufactured here. And who's going to be doing that? Yourselves. Again, this is not a light thing. It's what we're trying to do to make sure that the economy of South Africa as a whole is re-engineered with South Africans at the heart of it. Obviously, we've got lots of partnerships. The biggest one of our partners, and the first one to jump, is MICT SETA. My chairperson there, Mr. Simpiwe Tobela, will speak to that. The 4IR department at MICT SETA has worked very closely with SAMDDRA to ensure that these qualifications, the roadmap, which this of what you are doing now is just the beginning. The roadmap is played out so that at the end of the day, we can have more advanced certificates, which will lead you to become manufacturers. We've got Microleg. They've been a very superb partner in terms of assisting even MICT SETA in putting this coursework and qualifications together. And of course, TUT is a star, not just on this. As I've said, together with MICT SETA and TUT, there's a lot of great things we are going to be doing. The Chamber, MICT SETA, and TUT, through the leadership of Professor Pius. These are the things that we are looking for. We're not only looking at cell phones, as I've said. Don't be surprised if we come back to you and we say, this is a mobile device, please get to this training as well. Because these are the things that we want you to understand, that this is not just about fixing cell phones. It's not just about the certificate. You are here, this is a great step, you've done well, but this is just the beginning. At the end of the day, we want to see yourselves opening factories that you own. CIEMA, the one that is coming, instead of having members who are cell phone repairers, it will have members which are components manufacturers, cell phone manufacturers, laptop manufacturers, components of laptops. That's what we are talking about. And that's not just so that you can get a job. It's so that you can ensure that South Africa is not a net importer of products. And instead, it can start exporting to the rest of Africa and deal with the very systematic problem of this country, which is economic or no economic growth. Because unless you grow this economy, we are going to have problems. So congratulations to yourselves. I hope you got the big picture. I hope when you leave today, you understand what your role is and where it is. It's just the beginning. This thing is still very, very far. And at the end of it, we are saying you are the pioneers because you are the starting. Mpo has already mentioned we have another group that has started in the Eastern Cape. I hope when we are looking for mentors to go mentor those ones when they are finished, we'll be coming to you and we are saying, come and mentors. To the parents and those who are representing the parents, these candidates are going to need your support. There's nothing like when you are busy running something or you are trying to build something and it's not understood at home. That could be the make or break for most people. I'm hoping by giving you this long-winded way of where we are going, you understand that they are going to need your support. It's not an easy thing to start a business. With all the support that they are going to get, it's very difficult. Emotionally, there'll be times when they will be asking you for assistance, for money. I've been there myself. Please understand where they are going. At least they are not sitting somewhere drinking. Please give them your support, knowing very well that at the end of the day, they are playing not just for yourselves and themselves, but for the whole country as well. With that, thank you very much, Program Director. You can have it.
Ayukuthi singama politician masibona sishaya izandla kanje. We are not politicians. I'm so excited about what you know, the energy that I see in you. Did you see the radiating energy from the acting chairperson? Very, very strongly embedded knowledge. You know, he talks of diversifying the model that SAMDDRA has. The model that the partner has. I'm proud about the strategic alliance that we have. This is a real strategic alliance partner with us as Tshwane University of Technology. When picking up from what he said is that the NQF level 3 is a start, meaning you, the graduates, have got more opportunities to exploit. These are the stakeholders who are ready to add value in every little part that they're adding in the work, in this development. Diversifying the model, tapping into the value chain, adding manufacturing of components. Hey, wake up. Wake up. If you don't wake up, I'm telling you, you are losing the wonderful opportunity. Wake up. Manufacturing of components. Assembling. You're going to assemble those cell phones after the components. And the end product will have to go through the acid test of, being quality checked, etc. You yourself can do quality management. And these are some of the opportunities that are awaiting you. It's not somebody, the person who's been soaked in the training are the people who knows better. Dr. Mbasa can attest to that. Are the people who know better. I'm trying to show you the opportunity that lie before you. The value chain is diversifying. The partnership is ready and very ready. I said earlier on, you were in class. I want to see those testimonies. Mabaya lapha eGuqa. Mania lapha Eastern Cape. Because sizothatha some of you near lapha Eastern Cape to go and showcase your early wins. Showcase your testimonies. We don't have testimonies now. We have succeeded to train you. You'll be having certificates. Are you going to hang them in the wall? Yes. When you wake up every day, look at that certificate. Think aloud. Pump the energy in yourself to say, I want to see myself now assembling these things. I want to see myself be involved in retail. If you can produce, you stay here. You produce, you've got a wonderful space. SIFA is here to advance you with funds. City of Tshwane is here to advance you with a lot of certificates to register your companies, etc. The NYD is here as a partner to to see to it that they also add value to your business. Did you see the opportunities? Please don't miss this train that has started to move. It's going to Eastern Cape. With the underlying aligned opportunities, they are behind you. You will make gold. Don't compare yourself with those who've got diplomas here, the BTECs, the master's degrees, the PhDs who are here, the students that we produce. Do you know what is happening? From NQF level 3, you'll be repairing our cell phones. Huh? You will be doing that. I can't move home. I don't want to have a space where a staff has got a problem with a cell phone. He must drive out of campus to go to a mall and drop it there so that it can be manufactured. Look at the time spent. Do you see? The opportunities that strategically you open up a what? A little kiosk on campus, at the residence, at the corners, everywhere, online. Market your company, market your products. Once you are there, let me tell you, here, rich support team. You are the lucky ones. If you don't take heed and utilize these opportunities, please don't let us down. We want to see the 57 of you doing well, and the 57 of you being profiled exceptionally well going on. And SAMDDRA is doing a very great thing in South Africa. Give SAMDDRA a big hand again. That's a massive impact of work on something that has a very big gap. Thank you for that. Now, I've mentioned that you look at those logos, we have rich strategic partners. Dr. Benjamin Manauswe is a divisional head for economic development in Tshwane. The city of Tshwane, one of our great strategic partner, whom we have done wonderful work. As you ascend stage, sir, he'll be sharing with us some goodies and the good work that we are doing. Dr. Benjamin Manauswe, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Let me start by acknowledging the Director of Proceedings, Dr. Tshwane, and also in absentia, acknowledge the Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Blessing Nzimande, as well as the the DG of the department, and also the senior managers from the department. Also in our midst, let me acknowledge the chairperson of MICT SETA, together with the delegation from the SETA. Most importantly as well, the acting chairperson of SAMDDRA and senior executives from SAMDDRA present here this morning. In our midst, I think we've got also the rector of the campus, Dr. Pretorius, as well as the professors and doctors and academics from TET as well. I'd like to acknowledge you and thank you for hosting this very important event this morning. Importantly as well, I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues from the city of Tshwane. In our midst, I've got the head of SMME section in the department in the city, Mr. Sande Matlangu in our midst. I've got another two colleagues, Mr. Sillo Baloyi, as well as Ms. Iglet. So those are colleagues from the city. They are here as well. And I think, graduates, it's an opportunity for you as well, after this event, to engage with them because they've got things that they can share with you around how to start, run, and manage a successful business. I think that's very, very important for you to take note of. Also, I'd like to acknowledge other distinguished or valuable stakeholders present in this event this morning. Most importantly, yourselves as the graduates, I'd like to acknowledge you and really congratulate you for this opportunity. You are the first of the crop. I think you are going to set the pace of this program going forward. Take yourselves as the pioneers of this program and make it work so that, the people that follow you will learn from you and also, actually learn from yourselves as the pioneers of this program. But also, most importantly, also thank and acknowledge the parents and the guardians who are here this morning. It's important that when you graduate, you've got your parents here to celebrate this moment with you. I graduated a few weeks ago with my PhD. Unfortunately, my mom was not there to celebrate with me because she's late. But it feels very good when you receive, that certificate, when your parents, when your sibling, your family members are here to celebrate your achievement with you. I'd like to thank you, parents, for being here, but also thank you for providing the support to the students. Because without your support, they will not have made it. They needed your support. You have to, provide funding or money for them to go to class, provide for lunch when they come to class. Also, take care of their other personal issues as well. Some of you might be parents here as well. You had to leave your kids back at home, and your parents were taking care of them. I think it's a very, very important support system that everyone needs when you've got your parents to really, 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 really support you. Colleagues, I'm not going to be too long. I've got a prepared speech by my colleagues, but I won't be too long and go through the entire speech. But just to say that it is a great privilege for us as a city of Tshwane to be part of this very important event this afternoon. As a city, we take the education of young people very, very seriously. We are from the Department of Economic Development and Spatial Planning in the city, and we take development of skills as a very, very critical element towards economic development. We are supporting programs or initiatives by partners which are geared towards providing skills and knowledge which is very critical for the growth and development of the economy. We have 6 priority economic sectors in the city of Tshwane. One of them, I think everyone knows about it, is the automotive sector, which is a very, very critical sector for the city. The second one is the aerospace sector. And we have a BPO and ICT sector where your qualifications falls within. We have tourism, mining, and agriculture and agro-processing sector. But also we've got a very strong construction sector in the city of Tshwane as well. But within those sectors, we have a big program to ensure that we provide technical skills so that young people can get opportunities within these economic sectors. And that is why, as a city, we participated in this very important initiative. Because we know that through the provision of much needed critical skills, one will be contributing towards the fight against unemployment, against poverty, and against inequality. And that is why we partner with a number of like-minded institutions to make sure that we provide relevant qualifications to support our young people and create those much-needed opportunities. Another very, very important issue is that within our department as well, we have a section which deals with SMME development and support. Because you're aware that to run successful businesses, you need support. And that's why my colleague Sunday Matlangu is here, Iklet and Sillo are here, and you can engage with them. But within that section, what we do, because I know that you attended this program in one of our facilities here in Soshanguve, the Soshanguve Business Hub. What we do, we partnered with a number of stakeholders like SETA to establish business support centers across all the townships in Tshwane. And the main purpose of that is ensure that we bring business development services closer to our people. We want to ensure that we realize the government program of growing and developing township economies. And that is why these business support centers are located within townships. And within those business support centers, we have qualified business advisors who will be able to assist you with how to run a business, how to grow and run successful businesses. And I'll call upon yourselves, colleagues, that as you start, operating and running your own businesses, please, go to those business support centers. They'll assist you. If you don't have a business already registered, they'll take you through the steps to get your business registered, to get all the necessary formalities done, so that they're able to run your business successfully. But in addition, then they'll give you relevant skills for you to, skills around marketing, finance, quality management, all those necessary skills that you'll need as a businessman to be able to run successful businesses. But before I end my speech, I want to share with you, 5 critical things that you must take note of as a young and emerging entrepreneur. Because, entrepreneurship is not an easy thing. It's a very, very difficult task. And I need to warn you in the beginning. It's not like I want to scare you, but just to warn you so that when you encounter problems or these challenges, you are ready and prepared to fight them. I'm not saying run away. It's not for you. You are here. Stand firm and make sure that you attack those challenges head on. But there are 5 critical things that I want to share with you. And these things, please, take note of them. They are very critical for you to run successful business. And these are the things that are going to distinguish you from each other. One of them is you must have passion of what you do. That's very, very critical. Because if you're not passionate about the work we do, when you encounter a very small problem, you just give up. That's very, very important. And you must always be motivated. That's very, very important for you to also do. Because if you're not passionate and you're not motivated, when you encounter a small problem, you back off. And successful entrepreneurs will not do that. If you read literature on business, successful businesses will tell you that the business I'm running now was my 5th attempt. Or even my 10th attempt. I tried this, I failed, I tried that, I failed. But because they were passionate, they were motivated, they did not give up, they went ahead. Another important issue for you to take note of is issue of self-discipline. You must discipline yourself in business. You work for yourself, doesn't mean that you have to come to work at 10 and leave at 12. You must be very disciplined. And successful entrepreneurs, what they do, if the office opens at 7 or their business open at 7, they're in the office at 5 o'clock. Because they want to be ahead of their own employees. And it's important that you also, when you run this business, you discipline yourself and you make sure that you discipline yourself so that you can be successful. Another important factor that you must take note of, colleagues, is around risk taking. You must not be shy to take risk. You must not be shy to take a risk. And at some time the risk could be very costly for you. But I think it's important that you must take risk. If you believe in something, go for it and do it. And those people who really actually make more money than those people who are taking higher risks. If you take minimal risk, the return will be very, very minimal. But if you take high risk, the return will be very, very high. And these are the things that will differentiate you amongst your peers here. Another important issue is around creative thinking. Don't do the normal or the usual things that people do. You've been taught, all of you have been given the same skills around how to fix and repair a cell phone. But it's important for you now to say, how I'm going to be different from my friend. How I'm going to make sure the business that I'm going to do now will be different from my friend's business. And I think that's very, very important for you. You must think creatively about this business and package it in a way that when somebody enters your business, Even if it's what is that now? If it's just a small sponsor shop or in a township, but when a person enters that small business, they can see that actually you've taken time to think about the business you want to do. Package it nicely. Even your product, even your marketing material. It's important that you do that, and that will differentiate you from your peers. The last issue, which is very, very important, colleagues, is the issue around persistence. Like I said, it's not going to be easy, right? Some of you will end up, giving up on this process. The only ones who will be persistent going forward, those are the ones that will make it at the end. But I believe all of you here, after hearing these 5 critical factors which I've shared with you, none of you will, when you encounter challenges in the process, will give up and stop going on. You'll continue, one, to think creatively, to sell yourself, to differentiate yourself from my peers, but most importantly, you must not stop learning. But that's another important issue. The skills you've acquired now, they are enough to bring you closer to success. But what's important is you must read extensively. You must now read literature or any other information about the area you are in, but also about running a business successfully as well. And those are things that will make you to really be successful and run successful businesses. Lastly, colleagues, I just want to quote 2 very important philosophers about the issue of education and the issue of development of young people. The first saying it reads as follows: educating and supporting our youth is the best way to invest in a prosperous future. And I think that's exactly what SAMDDRA and the partners have done for you. By educating you and by supporting you is the best way to invest in the prosperous future. Because what the acting chairperson said, you are the first group of people in this country who will have the kind of skills we are having. And if you do it right, like I said earlier, you are going to be the pioneers of the industry you are in. Tomorrow, when we talk about self-and repair industry in this country, your names must be engraved, must be mentioned, because you are doing something very, very good. On that note, Program Director, I'd like to take the opportunity really to thank SAMDDRA for this very important initiative. And we, as a city of Tshwane, we are looking forward for more closer working relationship with yourselves to ensure that more and more of our young people actually benefit from this program. But again, thank TUT for your continued support of the city and other programs which the city actually is engaged in, and all other partners for really making this event a success today. I really thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benjamin. Your motivation indeed is impactful. The kind of passion that you must hold as a business person. Now we are post graduates now. You are already there. That's what he says. You are well-groomed with a passion, well-armed. The ball is in your court. But what he says is the character flavor that needs a successful person to have are the ingredients he was mentioning. The doctor was just mentioning. Those ingredients are the ones that will make your enterprise very successful. And a success has got to do with being awarded. And today, we are saying we are awarding. And when we award, we are saying award representation is a motivation to academic achievement. I'm trying to link the NQF level 3, Dr. Mpazwa. I'm trying to link into all the development programs you are bringing forth, you are working on hard as a team. I'm trying to think of the programs that Dr. Pius and the department are working together to bring forth, because those awards would bring that, what we are awarding today would motivate these young minds towards further academic achievements, which would be the new programs coming, and the new programs that are going to link to other programs that we have at Tshwane University of Technology within the ICT faculty. This is the impact of what our partner, the city of Tshwane, is saying. Utilize the available resources, SMME development and support. We have these opportunities within our partners. The model that we have as Tshwane University of Technology with the municipality, with the very key partners in adding value to our ICT programs and to the university and to the community, it depicts a model that works wonders. It brings an ecosystem that is intertwined such that it will bring development in this country. That's why Ubaba Blade, when he was talking in the video, he said, use these opportunities that we have. You are the lucky ones. Maibaguti menummele kahle kahle. Ha ile hore ne le mutlweletse. A ne le mutlweletse ntate Blade Nzimande. Ne re utlweletse ntate Blade Nzimande? Ka nnete ke itumetse. Now ntate Nzimande since a tlo share more information le rona as the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology. All right. Now at the moment, I am going to call the campus head, who is our colleague here at the university and who is our head, the interim rector, Dr. Agneta Pretorius. This shows that ngiyabona ukuthi la eSAMDDRA kugcwele amadoda mara ngibona umama. Come Dr. Pretorius. But I'm happy I've seen Mama is here to fight and say we are there as women, as part of SAMDDRA leadership. And I'm saying to you that I want to showcase you and brag and say to you, we have Dr. Pretorius also as a female figure. There's a challenge to you to climb the ladder for all the 57, am I right? 37 females who are here. 37 of you, here's the challenge. Miss Mpo Machaka was here as a leader. Dr. Pretorius, the stage is yours. Give him a big hand.
Thank you, Program Director. I want to acknowledge in his absence, Honourable Minister, Dr. Blade Nzimande. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Mark Mapaza, Mr. Loiso Tahira, Mrs. Mpiwe Tubela, Mr. Lisi Machamba, Dr. Benjamin Manasu, Mr. Bongani Mazibuku, Mrs. Mapo Mashara, our graduates and their parents and guardians, and all other distinguished guests. I'm Dr. Agnita Pretorius, acting interim campus rector at the Soshanguve campuses, home to approximately 17,000 registered students. Welcome to Tshwane University of Technology, one of the top 11 universities in South Africa, according to the latest Times Higher Education Rankings of 2022. Moreover, TUT's Department of Computer Science, offering programs here at the Soshanguve South Campus and also at the Emalahleni and Polokwane campuses, made it onto the list of leading computer science departments in the world. Welcome once again. I would like to share some background about this graduation ceremony and the reason why we are all gathered here today. The MICT SETA introduced SAMDDRA to TUT to form part of the MICT SETA chair in 4IR at the faculty under leadership of Prof. Pius Ovulavi, our HOD of Computer Systems Engineering here at TUT. Following the establishment of the MICT SETA Center of Excellence at the faculty, SAMDDRA was invited to share its electronic communication devices drive for the 4th Industrial Revolution as part of the project. I want to recognize in particular Prof. Pius Ovulavi, who played a pivotal role in facilitating this program. Through his efforts, the Tshwane University of Technology's Faculty of Information and Communication Technology and the South African Mobile Devices Distributors and Repairers Association, SAMDDRA, partnered up to provide hands-on practical cell phone repair training to 80 unemployed young people from communities such as Soshanguve, Garankuwa, Mabopane, Mamelodi, and Atteridgeville. Indeed, as emphasized by our first speaker, Mr. Bongani Mazibuku, and also echoed by subsequent speakers, together we can go far. "61 candidates have successfully completed the accredited training program, and they now own the title of cell phone repair technician." Give them a hand of applause. To these technicians, I would like to convey the following message. Your hard work and unwavering determination has earned you this qualification. It's not by luck. Always remember that. You are now empowered with the necessary skills to make a valuable contribution to your respective communities by starting up, for example, your own cell phone repair establishments. This is in line with TUT's powerful slogan, "We empower people," accentuating that TUT strives to empower people for a better future. We are humbled by the extensive and far-reaching efforts of our partners to make this training program a success. We specifically would like to thank the following individuals: Dr. Mark Mapaza, Managing Director of SAMDDRA and the SAMDDRA team; Mr. Loiso Tahira, SAMDDRA's Acting Chairman; Mr. Radiwan Khan, Mobicel CEO; Mr. Nhulisi Machamba, SEFA CEO, and officials from SEFA; Dr. Benjamin Manasu, Divisional Head for Economic Development; in Tshwane, and officials from the city of Tshwane; the MICT SETA Chairman of the board, Mrs. Mpiwe Tubela; officials from SEDA, the Innovation Hub, and other government entities. Last but not least, our graduate technicians for making the efforts to succeed in this endeavor and for getting on with the mission of creating jobs in our communities. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agneta Pretorius, for the wonderful words of encouragement and for the wonderful words of acknowledgement to our stakeholders who are making a very great difference to existence of adding value to the we empower people as one of our in our vision of Tshwane University of Technology. We are grateful, Dr. Pretorius, for the wonderful words that you shared and addressing the graduates today. You are lucky to be the people, the youngest people who are doing cell phone repairs as technicians. Give yourself a big hand for that. You are cell phone repair technicians. Thank you for that. Thank you, Sandra. I will now, at the moment, call upon the chairman of the board, Mr. Simpiwa Tobela, chairman of the MICT SETA board, to come and give us an address. Mr. Tobela, while he's still coming and to ascend the stage, just wish to share with you that MICT SETA has been one of the strategic partners doing wonderful, contributing well towards work integrated learning, etc., funding student stipends, etc. We had a lot of partnership with them. Mr. Tobela, as you come on stage, coming closer to me, they have done massive impact of work. Thank you, Mr. Tobela.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and first of all, let me thank you, Program Director Dr. Sitsedi, for giving me this opportunity to speak in this August occasion today. And let me greet the Honorable Minister, Dr. Blade Nzimande, the Interim Director of TUT, Dr. Pretorius, and Dr. Seishi. I'm not sure if he had walked in, the Director General of the Department of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, and also Mr. Chicha, who is the acting chair of SAMDDRA, and acknowledge Sisimpo Machaga, who's from SAMDDRA as well, and Brother Mark Mapasa. And I'm not sure whether I should use your title and say doctor or just my brother Mark. So it's, yeah. And also the CEOs of various entities that are present here with us. I must also acknowledge Dr. Benjamin Manasseh from Tshwane. And I must say, Dr. Manasseh, I was quite moved when you informed us that you've just completed your PhD. And congratulations. And I know it's hard work, a lot of sleepless nights and no family time. So it's quite a lot of work there. And I must also appreciate my good friend of MICT, Professor Pius. And we've been with him for a very long time now, and we are on a journey. And we've got our bus fueled, and we're not going to stop, Professor Pius. We appreciate your working with us. Most importantly, I must also appreciate and greet the graduates and their families, friends that are here, and relatives. And it's your special day. I must mention, colleagues, that in the last few weeks and in the last 2 months, I have stood in quite a few platforms now at universities, and people are starting to think that I'm educated as well. Because I've been speaking to professors and doctors, KZN, Western Cape, and I know Johannesburg is waiting for us to come. And as I speak, you will know why a person from rural areas in the Eastern Cape, where your GPS cannot even find my village where it is. I'm from a village, but now I stand in these platforms and talking to important people like yourselves and the doctors and the professors here. We'll reflect on that as we go. In Durban University of Technology and University of the Western Cape, we launched what they call 4IR Centers of Excellence. And the work that we saw young people and females at it, the work that they are doing in creating solutions and responding to societal problems is quite inspiring, and it's quite encouraging to see that this space is open for those who have got the hunger to go do things to respond to the societal problems. Because we argue, Dr. Pretorius, that this 4IR that we're talking about, Professor Pius, to the extent that it doesn't solve societal problems, it might well not be useful for us. But to the extent that it responds to the problems that the people are facing, it means something. This is the result. These beautiful people sitting here are testimony to the fact that we are developing qualifications that should and must respond to societal problems. And amongst those societal problems is unemployment and economic growth that is not at a point where we would have been happy with. So we are happy with this outcome that we see here. The board of MICT SETA, amongst other things, program director, took a decision when we were appointed last year that we cannot be able to do this work alone. We need partners who have the same vision as us at MICT. The space is not ours, but this is a little contribution that as MICT we make to the rest of the country. We consciously said we must partner with the institution of higher learning where knowledge is generated. That's how we view it. And we don't view these institutions of higher learning as ivory towers that are not accessible, but we think they are an integral part of the communities and understand the problems that our communities are facing, and therefore should be those centers that provide that response. But we didn't stop at that. We argued that our partnerships should include industries, because without industry, we will produce skills that are not necessarily demanded by the industry to solve economic problems. This is why we then said, ICT, SMME Chamber, SAMDDRA, we must partner because you know better. We have got the little bit of budget to respond to certain things, and the qualifications that we developed, which amongst others are the ones that this group of beautiful people is graduating on. It is as a result of cooperation between the industry and the institution of higher learning and MICT SETA. We consciously said we must do that, and we want to leave that as a hallmark of our legacy, not legacy as individuals, but of the institution called MICT SETA. It's not about me as an individual, but it's about the country that we must serve. That's how we should see ourselves, including you who graduate. You should not see yourselves as an individual that has made it in life because you've got this opportunity. But it should be an opportunity that you have to create space for others to pull them up with you as you go. If we bring more of us, this country will be better. I'm very excited, Program Director, to see the City of Tshwane being part of this. This is actually in response to what the National Skills Conference in September, end of September, 28, 29 September, we held a National Skills Conference convened by the National Skills Authority. One of the outcomes was that our skills development program should align to the district development model of government, and that takes you squarely to work with municipalities, because municipalities are closer to the people and they know exactly what is required and what needs to be resolved. And I'm happy to see you, Dr. Manasseh, as part of this. And it's in response, even if it was unconscious, but I'm happy that it actually reflects the thinking already at the skills development authority level that we should work with municipalities. I must also thank SAMDDRA and the ICT SMME Chamber for working together in developing these qualifications that we are talking about. This would otherwise not have been possible if it was not this working together and partnership. In fact, I must say, for me, it's very important that what we are doing is also responding to what is called the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan of government. That document, it's a 31-page document or so. It's emphasizing skills as the main catalyst to change the situation that is faced by the country of poor economic growth, underdevelopment, unemployment, and inequality. And if we do not do this thing of focusing on skills development, the talk about changing the economic situation will remain just a pipe dream. So it is in that context that I'm quite excited that this happens, particularly here. This is the first cohort that is graduating, and it happens here at TUT, and the beneficiaries are coming from areas which you would have said they are probably underdeveloped, you would say. And it is conscious, it's not an accident. We said at MICT SETA, our footprint, we must refuse to make these cities of Johannesburg and Pretoria the city. But these must be SETAs that must be felt in the township, in the rural areas, to the extent possible in the farms. Actually, we've been in the farms as well with another SETA that is in farming, because we are a transversal SETA whose footprint would be found in every aspect of life as MICT. Now, we want our footprint to be felt and seen in action and delivering in every corner of the country. However, we say that knowing that we've got limited resources that we could do that. So, to the extent that is possible, to us, this cohort of 61 people who have graduated is quite an important number. It might not be as big as we would have wanted, but it's an important number that we are proud of to have graduated. We have spent just above 4 million rands on these colleagues that are here, these beautiful people that are graduating here. If we had 20 million, we would have been happy to do so. But this 4 million that we have invested, we would like to see value created out of that. It shouldn't be 4 million spent in vain. And we argue at MICT that when we train people or we finance training and support training, it should not be for the streets where you produce people and they go sit at home or they wander in the streets. The question is that the skill that we equip you with, is it adequate for you to see the opportunities that you must seize and take them, run with, and create more space for others? So we hope that the industry that's here, and I would have been happier had the CEO of CIFA been here, because the point is, I argue, and what I'm going to say, colleagues, might be career limiting, but I'll say it nonetheless. I have a difficulty with some of the requirements that are put for new businesses by the state-owned entities that are responsible for financing the startups. At times, they become so onerous, even more than the bank wants, and it's discouraging them. And you want them to open up business. What they have is an idea. They don't have a collateral. They don't have anything except for an idea. And up until we take that risk, Dr. Manasseh, where you were talking about the risk, it's not the risk on their side only. It's also the risk on the side of the state, that the state must be prepared to take a risk and finance these ideas. And if we do not do that, we'll continue to say they are consumed by drugs, they are consumed by alcohol, because we do not give them a chance. And until we respond to that part, only then we'll be able to say we are making there's a difference between the funding institutions that are state institutions and the commercial banks. And I think it's a challenge that I want to put out there, that these funding institutions must take up this challenge and prove to us that they are able to take up such a risk. I must also say we are happy that we register a completion rate of about 76%. Of those who entered. And those who entered the program were about 80, and we've got about 61 that are coming through, and that's about 76. Would have been happier with 100%. However, the 76 is not a bad showing. I say this because when I arrived here as the chair of the board in April last year, one of the things that I wanted to know is that what's the completion rate for those that we finance? Because it has got to do with whether the funding, the limited funding we have, does indeed make a difference. Because we cannot finance you and you go sit at home and you don't complete the program that we have put you in. It must be some extenuating circumstances that must lead you to not complete the program. And I think we should, all of us, look at the support that we provide members of the family to our learners, and the society in general must provide that support so that we see these good people completing their qualifications. The biggest challenge that we face as a country that is immediate is unemployment, amongst others, and the youth is the most affected out of that unemployment rate that we see. There are numbers that are punted over 30%. If it's a narrow definition, it's almost over 41%. If it's a broadened definition of what unemployment is. And that we are trying to contribute in minimizing that rate of unemployment in the country. However, the most important part that I wanted to raise in this case of the unemployment is the impact of gender-based violence. Because half the time, and I'm not saying it's the only thing, you still have to deal with the patriarchy as a problem in society. But to the extent that women, and young women in particular, find themselves depending on men for survival, makes them subject of humiliation and abuse by men who feel power and control over women, and giving them a chance through these programs like this must encourage us to ensure that we develop women who are strong and are able to stand on their own. I have a mother, I have a daughter, I have a wife, and I would not want to have them subjected to gender-based violence. And so is the case with the young people generally. None of them deserve to be exposed and subjected to gender-based violence on the basis that they are depending on males. So it must stop to be a rhetoric in rallies that we must deal with gender-based violence. And some of you must have seen, you've got these smartphones, you must have seen Jub talking in a degrading manner about women recently. Whether the rape happened or didn't happen, for me it's neither here nor there. But the manner in which he conducted himself and spoke about women as objects must be condemned to the strongest terms possible. You can't have a situation where people of influence speak anyhow about women as things that they can have and dispose as and when they want. That should not be accepted. So this must provide space for you, young women, to refuse to be subjected to such. Now, colleagues, the other thing that I needed to deal with is that this is giving you a foothold onto the economic ladder, and you dare not slip off that foothold. You got to climb. The possibilities are endless. In Africa, generally, underdevelopment is known, is well recorded. And we have to ask ourselves a question: can we contribute to the rest of the African continent to change the situation? And Professor Pius, I need to state this. What I've read elsewhere, if it's not correct record, please, academics, forgive me. There's a disclaimer on what I'm going to say already. But I am told cobalt, which is a main ingredient or component or element that is used in developing batteries for electric cars, for cell phones, for computers. 70% of it in the world is in the DRC, right? And it's mined by young people, young kids, and they actually literally get nothing and shipped out of DRC to elsewhere in Europe and the Northern America. And it makes the phones, computers and so on, and comes back. And those who were mining that cobalt cannot afford these gadgets that are supported by the same cobalt that they were mining in deplorable conditions. Now, the question should be asked, why Africa produces so much of natural resources that are powering up these devices that we use, but we can't manufacture these things? This is what other speakers before me were talking about. That probably this is just part of the value chain, the repairs. But we should be asking a deeper question. Is it possible that we could manufacture and produce our own cell phones in this country? Yes, it might not be tomorrow. But it starts with the thinking. If we don't think about it, we can't do it. So this is a challenge that we pose to you. The other challenge that we have is tracking those that we have graduated. I've argued with the previous CEO of MICT SETA, and I think Mr. Ernest Nemugabini, who's here, Senior Manager Learning Programs at MICT SETA, should record this. We must know what happens to this cohort that has graduated. We should not lose them in the system and not know what has happened to them and just simply go invest on training others without knowing what the first cohort has gone to. So this is for me a very important part of what we must do, is to ensure that we track you and see where you need further support, not alone as MICT SETA, with partners like SAMDDRA, ICT SMME Chamber, and CFAS and other partners like the municipality. We must track you and know what is happening to you so that we can document this properly as a success. I also must thank the Minister for his guidance and leadership that he has provided over time. And I think this I mention for a specific reason. When the colleagues from SAMDDRA came to me and said, Mhlekas, we know you are from rural areas, you know nothing about what we're dealing with. But can you please organize as a minister to launch this initiative of SAMDDRA? Because we heard that you've got the phone number of the minister. They were correct, I'm from rural areas, and they're also correct that I had the phone number of the minister. It gave me an opportunity to talk to the minister because I can't just call a minister for no reason. So I had a good reason now that, yeah, today I'm calling the minister. I'm going to even tell my wife that I spoke to the minister today. So I called Dr. Blade Monday and said, look, there's this initiative. I've got belief in it. I am totally convinced it's going to work. Please, you must come and open this and launch it officially. I didn't stop there. There was another minister that I also spoke to. The Minister of then Communications, now is Small Business, Minister Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, also said, I will jump into this opportunity because it makes sense. And she participated. We had hoped, I think Ibrahim Patel was also invited. I can't remember if he did make it. But then, the reason that I mentioned this is that this is not a small thing. Almost 3 ministers took part in launching SAMDDRA. And SAMDDRA hit the road running to engage MICT SETA to develop these qualifications and partner with TUT to ensure that we deliver on this. This started just 2 months after the launch of SAMDDRA. 2 months after launch, we were on the ground. And that shows how serious. I may be from the rural areas, but I speak a lot, I can tell you, I can speak the whole day. But as I speak, one of the things that my colleagues from MICT SETA that they know about me is that I want us to do as well. Not just talk only. Let us do. Let us see the results. Let us see the results. It's not adequate to come and be nice and you go saying, well, he spoke well, and then what? So that's the point that we need to address as a nation. We're good in talking, but we're really short in doing. And I've got a serious issue with that. But we're going to change it. We're not just moaning about it. We are going to change that. And I also would say, with the greatest respect, a good friend of mine that I had known just literally for months. This must be a dedication to Muzi Makai, the late Muzi Makai. I'm sure he would be excited and happy where he is now watching this happen, because it is one of the things that he conceived that must be done. And he drove this behind the scenes. A man who did not want to be on the podiums all the time, but sat there at the back and made others do things. And I think I'm very happy to have been associated with him, even if it was for a short period. So as I come closer to the ending, I wish you all the best, graduates, and I hope you will succeed, and I'm sure you will succeed if you put your mind to it. One child in another school, in my other capacity in aviation, I went to donate a science laboratory and ICT laboratory in a school in rural areas in the Eastern Cape. One child said to me, this what we have done is telling me, black child, it is possible. And indeed, it is possible. That you were born in an area that was regarded as poor, underdeveloped, does not mean your brain cannot think. That you are black and African does not mean your brain functions less. Now, if you have got that in that frame in mind, that you are amongst the best, you will do it. It starts with the thinking. I stand here, even if I'm from rural areas and poor probably, I stand at any podium anywhere in the world and hold my own. And lastly, I want to give you this as a word of appreciation. They say the beginning is the most part of the work. That's Plato who said that. But there's a Chinese proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And that you have begun a journey of 1,000 miles with this step. Thank you, colleagues.
A round of applause again, a round of a big applause again for the chairman of the board, for MICT SETA. Thank you so much, sir. We have made notes as partners that, yes, indeed, we are going to track the return of investment of what we have done. The training impacted, all the work that has been done. Tracking is very important. Monitor and evaluate the impact of our work and see to it that indeed, going forward, there is going to radiate development, there's going to radiate businesses, they're going to radiate products, retail, manufacturing out of this. And yes, why not DRC, further manufacturing of these are when we think as partners to diversify from this little project of 57 students. We are diversifying one way. We are going to, why not? We are going to DRC. We're going to tap into those material that makes up the batteries. And the 37 females who are here, this is an empowerment to you. Don't and never make an opening to rely on a partner. I'm saying to the 37 females, young graduates, entrepreneurs, and business people in the making today, never and never allow yourself again to rely on your partner. In that way, you have empowered yourself. In that way, during this time of the days of 16 days of violence against women and children, violence against women and children, indeed, sir, it is impactful to say that it will make a difference. Today, our 37 graduates, female graduates, have knowledge to say that, please, go on, be strong, and rely on yourself. Use the opportunity. And the support is very humongous. The centers of excellence that you have seen, sir, at Eastern Cape and all over, we've got centers of excellence in TUT. Centers of excellence are, we establish a space. Mostly they are aligned to institutions of higher learning. In those spaces we we resource that space and bring experts in the field. It can be ICT, it can be, health, etc., like the Innovation Hub as one of our greatest partners. There, that is the space you will harness great knowledge, ideas that will spring out of your development. It doesn't mean that when you'll be a manufacturer, there's nothing that is new that can that you can innovate. And that can make you a rich person and a wealthy person, and will protect that idea and under intellectual property. It doesn't mean that you'll only be using that screwdriver. Assemble, disassemble, manufacture. There's a lot that you can bring. Thank you so much, sir. We are very impressed. That was impactful. I like the touching of that they need to know of the other platforms, the other spaces that MI SETA has created. That MI SETA has got the resources, has got the funding, and they have been creating those spaces, and they are looking after, and they are not looking at not only IC SETA. Unfortunately, but fortunately, it touches other areas. Farming, you're going to need ICT. Health, you mentioned them. It's not to say you're going to be carrying the cell phone there. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of innovated products that are still in the making now that helps the farmers, help the people for weather, help everywhere ICT touches. And MICT SETA is doing a very great job. And we thank you for that. And spearhead that as a chairperson, pleased to say that work that you are doing is very humongous and it adds value. Thank you. We move on. This period, this time, we're going to have an address now by the key person, individual, who is very strong in encouraging youth development. He's been a very person who has been very strong in encouraging the development of youth, investing his knowledge, his thinking on the development of youth. That is the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, Ubaba, Dr. Blade Nzimande.
SAMDDRA Board Chairperson Mr. Musi Machete and other board members, the Chairperson of the MICT SETA Board, Mr. Simpiwe Tobela, Managing Director of SAMDDRA, Dr. Mark Mpasa, Chairpersons and CEOs of our other state entities, the Tshwane University of Technology's Dean of the ICT Faculty, Dr. Etienne van Wyk, officials from both my departments, Higher Education and Training, and Science and Innovation, SAMDDRA members and partners, sponsors, members of the media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I greet you all. It gives me great pleasure to be joining you virtually on this occasion of the South African Mobile Devices Distributors and Repairers Association, SAMDDRA, Technicians Graduation Ceremony. Our government is alive to the reality that electronic communication devices are easily acceptable to people who would otherwise not have other modes of communication nowadays. In developing countries such as South Africa, many people who never owned a home telephone now have a cell phone. Cell phones also continue to evolve at a rapid rate, and many are now available that provide 3 or 4 ways to communicate, such as internet connection, text messages, and standard phone links. Apart from improving connectivity, these new technologies are a necessary economic activity that can be used to stimulate local economic development and innovation. Indeed, the 4th Industrial Revolution technologies can be key enablers in solving inefficiencies in our lives, as well as supporting income generation and productivity growth for many. Ladies and gentlemen, the South African Mobile Devices Distributors and Repairers Association, SAMDDRA, is a professional body seeking to create an intervention in the electronic communication devices industry and introduce channels for effective inclusion of previously disadvantaged individuals so they have access to the industry. This technological industry is a driving factor for most of the 4th Industrial Revolution and users' interactions and transactions, necessitating an increased need for professionals to support socio-economic and business activities in this sphere. While competition seems to drive innovation and benefits many in an industry that is thriving, this should also involve repair and other support technicians and the general public users in this lucrative industry. As a result, there remains a vast opportunity to promote the craft of mobile devices technician and the professionalization of the trade, where the public can receive better and reliable service in a profession that is usually becoming a necessity. There is very little accountability from cell phone repairers in the country, unfortunately. This is the reason that my department, through the MICT SETA, we support SAMDDRA's effort to effect change in the industry through their members recruited among the learners going through the MICT SETA accredited training. What is pleasing to note about the SAMDDRA program is that it is registered as a skills program, which is recognized under the National Qualifications Framework as a national certificate in electronics. This project attracted 80 learners, which is 51 females and 21 males, which commenced on the 15th of March 2021 and was completed on 15 August 2021. When addressing the launch SAMDDRA in February this year, I pleaded with SAMDDRA to establish relationships with our higher education, science and innovation institutions to ensure the continued support to SAMDDRA's prospective membership to get practical skills, training, certification, accreditation, and support for purposes of innovation. Today I'm pleased that this event is hosted here at the Tshwane University of Technology, Soshanguve campus, and that SAMDDRA is working with this institution and the MICT SETA to safeguard the interests of its membership. We know by now that the youth unemployment rate in South Africa has increased to 64.4% in the second quarter of 2021 from 63.3% in the first quarter of 2021. Now, SAMDDRA's contribution will go a long way to help us reduce this rate of unemployment significantly. This will further ensure that as a country we achieve the objectives of our economic reconstruction and recovery plan as led by our President Cyril Ramaphosa. I must say that I am further impressed by the fact that SAMDDRA intends to develop electronics proficiency to address the massive deficit we face in the country in electronic skills for cell phone repairers. This will help to provide the community with practical electronic skills and experience and respond to the critical skills required to address the skills gap in this sector. Your intention clearly finds perfect expression in your continued involvement of graduates without jobs and the creation of entrepreneurship opportunities to promote awareness of the benefits associated with the vocation of electronic communication repairs in our communities. This you effectively do by promoting and encouraging community involvement in the practical skilling of our youth and communities at large, and to exploit opportunities as they become available within technology innovation. As a minister responsible for higher education, science and innovation, I am particularly happy with your programs as it seeks to achieve the following. Firstly, to recruit the previously disadvantaged individuals, with priority focus being on youth, women and people living with disabilities. Secondly, to empower these sectors of our society with the theoretical and practical skills required to repair electronic communication devices, cell phones and tablets through SAQA accredited programs. And thirdly, I welcome the fact that we are striving to motivate the bulk of the graduates who are unemployed to start their own businesses in their communities and create jobs for themselves and other community members. I am committed in partnering with you to realize and expand such opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, I am also pleased to know that this program will ensure that all its successful candidates will have the minimum competencies as junior electronics technicians and repairers as a priority recommendation from SAMDDRA. The fact that they are encouraged to start their own repair businesses in their communities immediately after their training will ensure that we truly transform this industry and ensure that the financial benefits circulate within their own local economies. I am particularly pleased with the location of such businesses and training in townships and rural villages. Again, what is pleasing about the program is its continued technical and advisory support that the technicians will receive through the establishment of a network group managed through WhatsApp and other social media platforms for their own repair businesses. As I conclude, let me recommit our continued support by my ministry and Departments of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, as well as support by our TVET colleges and the MICT SETA as you plan to expand this program to all provinces in South Africa. If we are to fully realize the potential of the fourth industrial revolution in South Africa and accelerate our socio-economic development, which is so negatively affected by COVID-19, technology is one important input, necessity, and platform in rebuilding small businesses and reigniting our economic growth trajectory. I therefore take this opportunity to warmly congratulate all the graduating students today and wishing them all the best in their new journey in this field of electronics. I also wish you and SAMDDRA well in its plans and programs. As I wish you well, I also wish to emphasize that do not allow yourselves and your skills to be used to support illegal conversions and supply of stolen cell phones, tablets, and other gadgets. By so doing, you'll certainly destroy all the credibility and goodwill that comes with such important work and skills. As I conclude, let us all ensure that we protect ourselves from COVID-19 by vaccinating, wearing of masks, physical distancing, and sanitizing as always. If we do so, South Africa will be able to return its economy to its full capacity. South Africa needs all its citizens for a common purpose to develop our country as we did before in our fight against apartheid. Together we can defeat COVID-19. I thank you.
We would like to thank the Honorable Minister Ubaba Dr. Blade Nzimande as our Minister of Department of Higher Education and Training, Science and Technology. My colleagues who are here from the department, please convey our deepest, words of that we indeed espouse such encouraging words from a father figure, such encouraging words and motivational words from a skills developer. Ubaba Blade was not only a politician, and he is still a politician in his career. Ubaba Blade he has been spearheading skills development. That I've worked with some of his people that I worked in many years, and he's been squarely focused on the development of the young people in empowerment with the skills. Siyabonga from the department. We thank you, all the other dignitaries from the department who are with us, and please convey a message to say we thank and answers Baya. Colleagues, as we nearing the end of today's event, now is the time for us to award, and we say again, award representation. It starts from now to be a motivation to academic achievements. I would like to call the following key people who will help us on stage to award the graduates' certificates as technicians. Dr. Benjamin Manaswe, come on stage. Mr. Loisa Chiara, come on stage. And Mrs. Simpiwe Tobela, come on stage, please. In our adherence to the COVID-19 protocols as Tshwane University of Technology, we are going to be still continue to practice the related protocols of COVID. As we call all the graduates on stage, you will ascend from my left-hand side, pass through the red carpet, and there will be a shake hand of elbow shake from our executive who are on stage. Come closer, sir. Closer to the red carpet, that will be fine. Thank you so much. And we have social distanced and everything is in order. We right away start called all the people, all the students who are great about your work. Number one, I'll be calling you to come on stage and I'm going to say Alice Baloi, come on stage. Anna Nhlapo, Anna Zaman Nhlapo. Audrey Sarina Wari. Banele Sindiso Mhlungulwana. Koketso Maribolle Nchabeleng. Calvin Makubela. Christina Sani Monkwe. Diana Maria Mukwena. Ernest Lazarus Songwane. Ayanda Maringa. Gloria Paladi. Godfrey Joseph Mongwe. Ponzo John Malefo. Joyce Buitsoko Maripani. Kagiso Machiani. Katlego Stumo. Katlego Malaza. Ke abetswe basetsana letsoge. Lebogang Johannes Korope. Lerato Elisa Lebaka. Lindiwe Lauven Butelezi. Maele Lehlohonolo Mothiba. Mahlohonolo Mohochi Motsamai. Mapula Lindiwe Nkuna. Morongwa Chweu. Naomi Maringa. Neo Tebogo Teledi. Nhlamulo Jonathan Ngonyama. Ofense Charity Mahlangu. Morongwa Cheu. Dineo Wendy Matopa. Puti Makobane. Pumla Ledwaba. Queen Anne Gaugelo Chabalala. Rachel Madiketla. Raisibe Miriam Masemola. Magolinake Sandra Motong. Selelo Regina Khatla. Sibusiso Magu. Sipho Victor Mandu. Stephen Ison Khoza. Surprise Munyako. Surprise Ngwako Ratelele. Tebatso Mokwena. Tshwane Jamela Lombard. Viron Tandega Mongwe. Kisetso Goodness Mashala. Tsakani Selina Matavele. Siamo Make. Letaba Mashoto Whitney Madisha. And Zandiswa Nzimane. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for the wonderful joke. As we proceed with the program, which is possibly the last leg of today's event, I normally spice with balancing the, the gender. I would like to call the following executives to ascend stage to come and assist us further on with the issuing of gifts for those outstanding performances from the same graduates. I would like to call Mrs. Mpo Machaka, Dr. Pretorius, Agnita Pretorius, Ms. Mapula Mafa. Please come on stage and take the position that is on my right. Further on, as we award our graduates today, ladies and gentlemen and ordinary VIPs and guests, we wish to inform you that we, as a partner, as in the program, the program facilitators with SAMDDRA deemed it fit to further recognize further achievements of outstanding performance in the program. The students I'm going to call fall in the category of candidates that has shown excellent performance and has successfully completed the following training modules in mobile phone, smartphone, and tablets repairs and passed end of course examination to that extent. These students, in our terms, we say they fall in the category of cum laude. It is a way to say they've done exceptionally well. Now, the first category of 7 students will be, these are the students who achieved between the mark 85% and 89%. As I call your name on stage, please do the same way from my right and up again. Puti Achieve Makobani. Zandiswa Nzimane. Kabelo Makua. Rachel Maketla. Kagiso Machiane. Audrey Sarina Wari. Ntsako Victor Baloyi. The last category of today's students who perform exceptionally well, these are the students with candidates who have shown superior performance. And these are the students who has achieved a mark between 90% and 94%. Letaba Mashoto Whitney Madisha. Maele Letlohonolo Mutiba. Surprise Munyoko. Maholinake Sandra Motong. Dineo Wendy Motopa. Itumeleng Belinda Sihlangu. And Stephen Elson Koza. I'd like to thank you for the wonderful work you may descend the stage. Thank you very much. We have done a great work today. As we come to the end of today's function, I would wish to call the SAMDDRA Managing Director, Dr. Mark Mpasa, for a vote of thanks. Dr. Mpasa.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Tshwane, the Program Director, for allowing us to spend this morning together. So we start by thanking God, the Almighty, for allowing this day to happen. And I know that we also have to think 1 second. Yes, I'm doing it consciously. Just 1 second. Thank you so much. That's for our leader that we just lost this month. So we're still in mourning, but Bramuzi would have wanted us to carry on, to continue. So that's why we just kept the program and many other events that we have during this period within the 40 days after his death. So we're carrying on. I have to thank the graduates. Many of you never believed in it. Many of you just came because they heard, no, somebody told them to go there, so they just want to see. But we are very pleased that a lot of you were converted so that you can now serve the nation. So I would also give a big thank you to the Minister, Dr. Blade Nzimande, for the continuous support. I never met with him, by the way. So is our team. But through the partnerships that we have around, he kept on supporting us because of the ideal that he believes in. I'll thank also the chairman of MICT SETA. I hear a lot of people saying MSETA or MC SETA, something like that. So us as partners of MICT SETA would like to hear that, MICT SETA. Thank you, sir, for the continuous support and for your leadership to develop the skills in the country. I'll also thank Dr. Pretorius, the acting rector of TUT campus, Soshanguve. I'll thank Dr. Manaswe for the prompt acceptance to come here. I don't know which day he was called, but I believe it was shorter than 2 weeks or so. So we really thank you for making the time, sir. I also thank the CEO of SIFA, although he couldn't show up, we believe. He couldn't come here, not show up, but come because of other reasons. So we know he will join us in other opportunities to continue the journey with us. The CEO of Mobicel, Mobicel has a situation of COVID, so that's why the team is not here. We thank them for the gifts. You see, they are a great partner, industrial partner to us. So we thank them also for the support they're giving us. Mr. Tira, brother, yes, you said the shoes that you have to fill are big. I'll be there to remind you that you need to carry on. He's laughing because he knows what he has to change. So, thank you to the team, the SAMDDRA team, for making it. We were wondering which color it will be. Will there be people? Will people trust us? But we really believe that now the country can see that it is possible with partnerships. We can make it. Now, that was the first part, the official people that we need to thank. It's yourselves and others. There is other people that we don't see that do a great work and do believe in other people. I will start by thanking Dr. Etienne van Wyk. The day we met, it was like through Dr. Pius, Prof. Pius, but I think the enthusiasm that we got was even unexpected. But since then, he kept on supporting the initiative, and he has brought the team, the TUT team. We're happy to have the rector here. He wanted the vice chancellor, but the vice chancellor is not available too. So we thank Dr. Etienne van Wyk for the special support that we received. At MICT SETA, it's the chairman is here, the chairman gives direction, and the chairman gives orders. But we know when you visit a president or a minister, when the security at the gate tell you that the president is not there or the minister is not there, there is no way you can carry on. So there is a great number of people that are behind the scenes and helping us a lot. People we can call anytime. People that work on our documents, on the learners' documents overnight. So, and among those people, we have one among us. I will call on Mr. Nemugabini to stand, and let's give him an applause. Those are special people. Together with him, there is the 4IR MICT team. There is also Mr. Matome Maloba, who has been our advisor in Tshwane, who has been coming, I think you saw, and many others that has been helping for us to get to these results. There is two ladies from TUT and from SAMDDRA. They are so invisible, but sometimes I was wondering how they do things. So I will call Ms. Tembeka Maniti to stand, please. Oh, she's even at the back, so she really does want to be seen. Thank you so much. We appreciate. And I will also thank our own Vinolia Chindani. And to end, because the list is long, if I can count everyone here, so we will be here until the next week. Thank you to all our partners, the officials at the Higher Education Department, officials at Tshwane University of Technology, officials at SETA, officials at the City of Tshwane, Dr. Benjamin, and officials at Maraphones and Mobicel, our partners, and also the great person who has been driving this whole process. I'll end with him. That is Mr. Lenz Feyupi. So he takes time to explain. So he's from Microlec, our partner, and above all the graduates. We want you to become SAMDDRA partners, SAMDDRA members, and we can't repeat it, you know. The mission is not to make money. The mission is to serve and change the industry. And you are our first soldiers. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and we thank you for making the time today. Thanks.
As we come to the end of it's a glitterati occasion when I look from my right going to the center. Everybody is so cute, well dressed. Give yourself a big hand for that. All of us are so for the occasion to honor you graduates. Thank you so much. So I would like to share with you some few announcements for the day. We are going to serve refreshments for firstly, our graduates. You have received meal tickets. Please present your meal ticket as you exit the student center on your left. Our ushers. The ushers are the students who are wearing red t-shirts. At the exit points and entrances, they will direct you to our gymnasium. It's a venue today where you'll have your refreshments. Our guardians and parents also, please join your children, join them at our youth today at the same venue next door. And then with the VIPs who are here, please join Rectorate office. The ushers who are in red, if you didn't start there, you came straight here, the VIPs, they will direct you. And also our beautiful people who take heed, taking care of us day and night. Give a big hand for our campus protection services, please. We thank you, Mr. Mohale. We thank you, Refilwe Sebesho, for the wonderful job, the plans that you had, that you put together for this event. Without that unit, without that department and the leadership of Refilwe Sebesho and Tate Mohale, indeed, you shape up everything and we adhere to everything, protocols, etc., security. Wonderful job. Thank you, my colleagues. Thank you very much. Keep the good work. Please, VIP, join. You will receive refreshments at the Rectorate Entertainment area. Please direct everybody, follow the red shirts to the entertainment area for refreshments. And one last other thing. May I request that all of us to stand up and sing the national anthem. Before the national anthem, when the national anthem, after immediately, everybody keep standing, students and our guests. The VIPs will first move out as a gesture of recognizing the good, beautiful work that they have done for us, recognizing and respecting the impact of the work they've done. They are the first people to exit the venue, directed by our ushers who are in red. I would like once more to say I thank everybody who has been so cooperative in today's event. Since morning till now, we have done, we did, and we achieved. We have done a good work. Thank you very much. Let's stand for the national anthem. While standing the VIPs, please keep standing the graduates and the parents and guardians while the VIP exit.